You cannot serve two masters. You cannot shoot two bows nor ride two horses. So I ask you, who are you serving? Let's talk about the duality of man. There's an age-old war between light and dark. And that war exists within you, my friends. I'm sure you have a inkling of it, or the awareness of this battle that rests inside of you, between your lowest self and your highest self, between love and hate, between the beast and the God. Let's talk about this, my friend. We're going to dive into Hermeticism, a little bit of Gnosis, and just really keys to operating in this reality. We must understand the nature of thyself, the nature of man. Therefore, we can operate this vehicle consciously with truth and knowledge, guiding our way with light. Let's dive in. The body is the beast. You are pure consciousness, mind, logos, as Hermes likes to call it, right? And we descended from a fracture of Source itself, a fracture of the Supreme Spirit. We descended through the elements and combined it all, right? In the Emerald Tablets, it says man is twofold in nature, and in the Corpus Hermeticum, man is twofold in nature, right? We have the body. And then, so the body is the flesh suit, the material, the illusory, right? And then we have the true self, the mind. And not like the mind you think of, but mind in many aspects, okay? And between that, holding it all together is the elements. There's a war between your mind, the true self, right? The true spiritual eternal self, the soul, and the body. Now I ask you a question. Who's in control? Are you the slave to the beast, to the devil that rules this world? You see, the flesh, the material, is ruled by the dark forces, my friends. And that sounds like, oof. Archons. Look into the Gnosticism, the Nag Hammadi scriptures, the true teachings of Jesus and the Apocrypha. Archons manipulate and rule the flesh, right? The body is bondage. Bondage to the soul. All of Hermeticism is essentially about freedom from bondage to the body. To become and remember your heritage as a light-born self. This war that rests within you is between divinity and the immortal man and the mortal man. You see, are you, and it comes down, we're gonna make it real simple. It comes down to, what are you living for? Lusts of the body, right? I forget which Apocrypha book, but to see a woman and even have the thought of lusting after her is just as bad as adultery and fornication, which forever casts your soul into the fiery pits of hell, right? That statement shows you a truth of who is operating, who's in control, right? You see, whatever you feed grows. Whatever you focus on increases. Energy goes where awareness goes. What are you entertaining? You see, and it starts with a thought. To entertain a thought is just as bad as the action, because that thought attracts more of those thoughts. It ingrains it in patterns, right? And essentially, if the beast is what is propagated in this world, right? We are taught to live for the beast, the body, right? We are taught the earthly life and nothing with the spiritual true self, right? We are taught and always focus on ways of pleasuring thyself, living in leisure, right? Basically, living for the sensations and obsessions and passions of the body. But in Gnosticism and like in truth, this is trapping you, is cutting you off from the true self, right? Think about those nights where you're just expansive and soulful and look at the stars, right? You're at peace. You're whole. You're full. You're not lusting after something, getting trapped in that off frequency. Nah. You're here and you're alive. You're flowing, right? It's a true spiritual experience. All the stimulation that we take in, right? This society with no value and no law, right? No awareness of the law that exists ever presently. We literally are trapped in constant seeking to fulfill the wants of the body, the needs of the earthly existence, right? We are constantly trapped here on this earth plane, seeking more, consuming more, taking in more, right? It's a game of compensation. It's a game of compensation because the beast moves us away from our homeostasis with self, right? The void state, the I am everything, the all one state, right? The I need nothing because I breathe the breath of life, because I exist far beyond just the earthly. If you only see the earthly, you will only seek after that. Okay? So there's war between the beast and the God. Essentially, you gotta choose a master, a side, right? And it takes time. Like, yes, I haven't purified my thoughts by any means. The body is a strong thing to overcome. But you must be aware that there is a difference. That seeking forever, like, feeding those lusts, feeding those cravings, right? Not disciplining the body, but letting it go, letting it enslave the higher minds, letting it slave yourself. That's a dark road to travel. Be aware that there is a path here, and you are moving one way or the other. I don't care how far down the road you start. It depends which way you are looking. Like Thoth says, Master Thoth, walk through the darkness, but forever keep your eyes turned towards the light. This is the most profound statement, meaning forever keep your eyes focused on the end game, on what is right, on what is true to you, what you feel, right? It's intrinsic. It's intrinsic. We know, that girl is crying, go console her, right? Don't be lusting in your mind after all these women, like these and watching all this like brutish porn and shit, and like, that's a soul too. Like, that's a human. That's own experience. Like, you know what I mean? We only see the body, and we always see, what can we? Know there's a path. Keep your eyes ever turned towards the light, and seek to further understand. Seek to further identify what is that light. What is your law, right? And what happens is, as you travel that way, right, you'll catch yourself entertaining these dark thoughts. You'll catch the beast manipulating you. You see, the beast is very clever and very deceptive. It takes control without you knowing it. And especially if you identify with the beast. That goes into my last video. Who the fuck are you? Where the fuck are you? And what the fuck are you? the flow tree of know thyself. So this is kind of a chaotic little mess I hope you can glean some keys from. But understand, there's a war between the beast and the God. Both are inside of you. You entertain one or the other, right? And it's a shifting battle. But very few people out here ever entertain the pure God, the pure self, the true self, even have an inkling of what that is. They think they are the body. This is, when it said the masses will be deceived, right? This is what it means. The masses were deceived by the body, the beast, the Satan, the devil. Okay? They are deceived by the material, the illusory fields. This is the great deception. the body is. Because we forgot our heritage. We forgot who we are. Therefore, we cannot see the war happening. Therefore, we do not even know there is a path. So the floods of the herds and the masses will be walking this way without even the awareness that there is a different one. Without even the awareness they're going someplace. Right? It's life within death. Complete conviction in their mortality. The complete and only sight of the material. And if you live in darkness, my friends, and if you only feed darkness without an inkling of what light is, that darkness will grow. The bondage grows tighter and tighter. Look into Hermeticism if you want to know more. Right? Essentially what I'm saying here, there's a path. That way or that way. Right or wrong. Righteous or wicked, right? The body or the mind. Love or hate, right? Selfishness versus selflessness. Service versus leisure. And like, not that leisure and service are bad, but you see, my friends, you know when you're doing what is right, and you know when you're doing right or wrong. There's no like two ways about this shit. You don't need to get all complicated, right? Like, I know when I've been lazy for a long time, right? And I'm not really contributing, bringing forth what I could. I know when I've been feeding the beast too much, right? When I've been consumed by earthly tasks and like earthly obligations and earthly desires and cravings, right? I know, I feel it, like I need to go reconnect with what is real, right? You know this, it's inside. I don't need to teach you that shit. All I'm saying is develop your understanding and your awareness of what is the self, what is the true God within, who are you, right? And seek to align with that, seek to align and walk upright in the ways of truth, in the ways of the law of the universe. Seek to further understand and observe this war of the beast and the mind, the beast and the God. And furthermore, identify with the God self. This is part 2 of the truth of who you are. Right? Just shedding some light and awareness on the war between the age-old war of darkness and light. It goes a lot deeper if you want to dive into Hermeticism, the Emerald Tablets, the Nag-Hammadi scriptures. You dive into this stuff, you can really see like what the ancients, what the highest order of the ancients thought about the body. Wasn't good things. What did they think about this realm? Who set this thing up, right? What is man's purpose in existence here? And it is not anything propagated by the modern day, any modern day label or group. The new age is just as deceptive as the old age church and religion. This darkness goes deep, and it is ingrained in the genetic makeup of the body, the beast. It is set up, the material is referred to almost as like the wicked serpent. So that's some food for thought. Think about who you are. See this duality and start looking towards the light and upgrading your lens to see that more clearly. Thank you for watching. Some keys to reality. This is the Real Life by Reality Files. Go check out my Patreon if you want more on the beast, the body. Thank you for watching. Please, if you like my content, if you like this channel, hit that like and share button. Get this shit out there. You better believe YouTube is censoring the shit out of me. My suggested videos have only gone down since day one. Like, likes get unliked, people get unsubscribed. Help a man out and share this with someone who needs it. And like, it's not, yo, what you give you shall receive. There's a law of equal exchange out here. Put some into it, you get more back. Peace out, my friends. Breathe deep.